Chike couldn't escape the guilt and shame that consumed him. He had lost Ifeoma forever, and worse still, he had been part of a cruel game orchestrated by the very people he trusted most. Nena, the woman he had married, soon showed her true colors. She cared nothing for Chike's happiness or well-being. In the heart of a small village lived a young man named Chike. He was everything his mother, Mama Ada, had ever dreamed of. Handsome, hardworking, and eager to please. He worked as a mechanic, fixing everything from bicycles to trucks. His days were filled with grease, engine oil, and the smell of burnt rubber. But his heart was full of love for his fiancée, Ifeoma. Ifeoma was the love of Chike's life. They had been together for years, their bond growing stronger with each passing day. She was beautiful, kind-hearted, and intelligent. Everything a man could ask for in a wife. Her laughter could light up even the darkest corners of Chike's soul. But things were about to change. Chike had always known that in his village, there were certain expectations. His mother's word was law. And while Chike had always been independent, when it came to matters of the heart, he could not help but listen to Mama Ada. Mama Ada had been his guiding force all his life, and he respected her immensely. But no one could have predicted what would happen when his mother, in her wisdom, decided to choose a woman for him, instead of letting him follow his heart. It started with a conversation. Chike had just finished a long day at work when Mama Ada called him into the living room. "Chike," she began, her voice calm and measured. "I've been thinking about something important." He looked at her curiously. Mama Ada's expression was always serious when she had something important to discuss. "Tell me, Mama," Chike said, settling down on the chair across from her. "I found a woman who would be perfect for you," she said, her words cutting through the air like a sharp blade. Chike froze. "But Mama, I'm already with Ifeoma. We've been together for years. She's the one I want to marry." Mama Ada shook her head, her face filled with a knowing look. "Ifeoma is a lovely girl, yes, but she's not the one for you, Chike. I have seen someone else. Someone who will make you a better man. Someone who will help you achieve greater things. I'm telling you, Chike, this woman is perfect for you." Chike felt a pang of frustration in his chest. His mind raced, but he didn't want to argue with his mother. He tried to explain that Ifeoma was the love of his life, but Mama Ada would not be swayed. "It's time for you to listen to me, my son. I know what is best for you." Chike's mind was torn. He couldn't understand how his mother, the one person he trusted most in the world, could be so adamant about a woman he had never even met. But the pressure to please her was overwhelming, and reluctantly, Chike agreed to meet this mysterious woman. The following week, Mama Ada arranged a meeting with the woman she had chosen for her son. Her name was Nena. She was elegant, poised, and graceful. When Chike first laid eyes on her, he was taken aback by her beauty. She was everything his mother had described and more. But as the evening wore on, Chike began to notice something strange. Nena was charming, yes, but there was an unsettling coldness to her. She spoke about her family's wealth and her father's influence, as though the only thing that mattered in life was status and connections. It wasn't what Chike had expected, but Mama Ada seemed pleased. So Chike kept his thoughts to himself. Days passed, and with each encounter with Nena, Chike felt more confused. Nena wasn't like Ifeoma. She didn't have the warmth or the kindness that Ifeoma radiated, but there was something about her that kept him coming back. Maybe it was the way she carried herself, or perhaps it was the pressure from his mother that made him feel guilty for even questioning the situation. It wasn't long before Mama Ada began pushing for Chike to make a decision. "This is your chance, Chike," she said one evening, her voice filled with urgency. Nnenna is the woman who will make you a successful man. Think about your future. Chike was torn. His love for Ifeoma was unwavering, but the thought of disappointing his mother weighed heavily on his heart. In the evening, Chike made a decision he would regret for the rest of his life. He left Ifeoma. When Chike broke the news to Ifeoma, her reaction was not what he expected. She was heartbroken, yes, but she didn't cry. Instead, she looked at him with a strange calmness. "I never expected this from you, Chike," she said softly, "but I will move on. You've made your choice." Chike could see the hurt in her eyes, but he didn't know how to undo the decision he had already made. He thought he was doing the right thing, honoring his mother's wishes and securing his future, but the reality of his decision soon hit him. Nnenna, the woman Mama Ada had chosen, was not the woman Chike thought she was. Behind her perfect exterior, there was a darker side to Nnenna that he had never seen before. She was controlling, manipulative, and constantly reminded Chike of how he needed to be more successful, more powerful, and more wealthy. It wasn't long after Chike felt suffocated by her demands. Meanwhile, Ifeoma, who had once been the center of his world, was striving without him. She moved on quickly, finding someone who truly appreciated her for who she was. Chike heard about her from mutual friends, and the news stung deeply. She had found happiness without him, and it became painfully clear that he had lost something irreplaceable. But Chike's troubles were far from over. One evening, Chike received a message from a stranger. It was a photo of Ifeoma, but there was something wrong with it. In the picture, Ifeoma was standing next to Nnenna, both of them smiling. But it wasn't a normal photo. It was taken in a location Chike knew all too well, the very place where he had proposed to Ifeoma years ago. His heart raced as he read the message. "Nnenna and Ifeoma have been friends for years. She was always part of the plan." Shocked, Chike called Ifeoma immediately. She answered on the first ring. "Ifeoma, what is going on? Why are you in that picture with Nnenna? What is happening?" Ifeoma's voice was calm, almost too calm. "Chike, I don't know why you are surprised. Nnenna and I have known each other since we were children. She was the one who introduced me to you in the first place. We wanted you to leave me. It was always part of the plan." Chike felt his world collapse. The woman he had trusted, the one he had chosen over Ifeoma, had played him from the very beginning. In the few weeks that followed, Chike couldn't escape the guilt and shame that consumed him. He had lost Ifeoma forever, and worse still, he had been part of a cruel game, orchestrated by the very people he trusted most. Nnenna, the woman he had married, soon showed her true colors. She cared nothing for Chike's happiness or well-being. She only cared about herself and her family's power. Chike was trapped in a relationship that drained him, both emotionally and financially. As for Ifeoma, she had moved on to someone who treated her with love and respect she deserved. She had built a life without him, and while Chike couldn't blame her, it hurt him more than words could express. In the end, Chike realized that sometimes the choices we make, especially those made out of obligation, can lead to devastating consequences. He had left the woman who truly loved him for the woman who had only ever seen him as a pawn in a game she controlled. And the worst part, he would never be able to undo the damage. The story of Chike, Ifeoma, and Nnenna serves as a cautionary tale, a reminder that the heart could be swayed by pressure, and that sometimes the choices we make in the name of family or tradition can lead to heartbreak and regret. What happened next is a lesson we all must learn. Always trust your heart. Never let anyone make your choices for you. Was Chike right or wrong? And if you were in his shoe, what would you have done differently? Let me know what you think in the comment section. My name is Blessing David. I'm the owner of African Folktales by Blessed. Please, if you haven't subscribed, kindly click on the subscription button and turn on the notifications so when I post insightful stories like this, you'll be the first to get them. And if you're a returning subscriber, I thank you so much for always tuning in to listen to my stories. I really appreciate your support, and if you can still hear my voice, it means you watched the story to the very end, and you are the real besties. Thank you so much. I do not take your support for granted. See you in my next video. Bye.